I know I've seen this before, and I know you think you ain't wrong. And I know my intuition's on point, and I know I'm having doubts for you, cause it's feeling like.
We live? Are we live? Hey everybody, welcome to Out in the Open Season 3. Episode 3, Season 2. I got a little excited because as you see tonight, it's a little bit different. So I got confused that we might have moved to Season 3. But it's a little bit different because, you know, we are Apollonia Cruz and Kelly Kaboom, what they hope to look like out of drag.
It's true. It's true.
We're cuter. Sorry, but we are. But we love you too. Apple, you are not here tonight because you are working the polls.
Not the strip pole.
Not the strip polls, no. Doing the voting. Right. And thank you for always being out there fighting for the cause. We love you very much. And Miss Kelly Kaboom, we know you're under the weather. But she's not ill, y'all.
His name is Weather?
Yeah, his name is Weather.
Oh.
And, you know, because we never know if whether he's going to be here next week or not. Okay. So, Kelly, we love you, baby. We know you're working hard out there. Wish you could be here. But tonight we have someone very entertaining and special and very dear to my soul. Mr. Ricky, my Elfie Velez.
Oh, thanks.
But Avid Jackson, if you're nasty.
That's
call him
true.
that. Speaking of voting, you went out and voted today, correct?
I did by accident. I was on my way and I was like, and then I voted. In hopes that I could be late to work, and then I called. I was like, "Can we be late because we're no, because the polls are open till 9." So I was late for work. Who cares?
So tell me this.
Right?
Yeah, tell me this. I did not get out to vote. I was away in Philadelphia this weekend, and I'm a New York resident. So I just came in a couple hours ago, and I didn't make it. And sorry. I hope that we get who we want in there.
Who do you want in there?
You know what? I don't know because I don't even know who's running. Who's running? Or who's running in there?
So I always there's two evils. There's a lesser of two evils. I voted for the lesser of the two evils, Eric or Silawa. What's his name with the red hat? Silawa? Him? Scary guy?
And those are the names, but what seats are they running for? Is that we call it seats or
the mayor? Yeah, they want to take over for de Blasio. Please and thank you. Can someone do that?
Get that nutcase out of there.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I for a minute I was like, yeah, because his wife's black, so yeah. No, he's just stupid. Sorry.
That was a selling point for him.
It was. And his kids are biracial.
And it worked. It worked when he got there, but you know.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Well, Apollonia, I hope you're not down there sabotaging the polls. I hope that you're actually working hard, you know.
She switched the poll. She's going to win.
she's probably on her live now, right now. Like, hello, friends.
Hello,
this
friends.
Is Apollonia Cruz live on the polls.
Yes.
But we love you.
Queen of the Bronx.
Thank you for always fighting for the cause. But Elfie, thank you for being here tonight.
Absolutely.
And thank you, Charles Laloma, for allowing me to invite Ricky because you know this show is not my baby, it's Apollonia's. And so I'm here and I'm very grateful.
Your guest.
And you know, I called you or voicemailed you.
Yeah.
About
and you said
2:00. I said, get your behind down here, please. And
I'm on I said I have a date, but stand by.
Yes. He has a date, but stand by.
Yes.
So I kind of want to talk about that tonight. I want to talk about, you know, the LGBTQ plus community and dating. I think that's a really
Why'd you look at me when you said plus? Was it size?
Well,
I got a question for you guys. Is there an app
for
dating for LGBT?
Are you kidding?
There are many. There are many.
I don't know because the last app that I remember, and because they show it on TV a lot, is
12
like
of
the
them
Christian Mingle or something like that. But
No.
they have like
any app that is even straight, there you can find the Mo's on there. Mo's.
Our first one was not Christian Mingle. It was Kiss and Mingle, I think.
I was on gay.com back in the day. Remember gay.com and daddyhunt.com?
Yeah, Daddy Hunt. No, Daddy Hunt, I remember.
Don't play.
But it's not there. But I was never a member on those at that time. But thank you for canceling on your date. This is a lot about you because a lot of people, you know, first of all, it's hard to come by a date in this community. It's like a blue moon. So the fact
like a unicorn.
that you canceled to be here, and we appreciate you.
It's about the entertainment business and about my friend, my loyalty. You need me, so I'm there.
Well, no, you're here.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But Elfie, I'll say, you know what? You are pretty, you know, lucky in the dating game because and you probably work hard at it because like anything it's like consistency is where the magic happens. And I would say you average at least a date a month.
Yeah, probably.
And
If not, maybe a little more, but not really. Because sometimes I don't get second dates there. Yeah.
And I know you fairly well, pretty well. And I know that you're actively looking for a relationship.
I do. Somebody out there has to be into monogamy. Please.
But what has the dating game been like for you?
It's been crazy, especially during the COVIDia. I call it pandemia. The tea game is real. If you know what tea is, I'm not talking about the kind you sip or the kind you tell on people, but that's a big thing right now in the gay community. I feel like it's an epidemic also. Crystal meth is real, and it's out there. And I have even, once someone tells me they're on meth, and I'm like, oh, but you don't have to do that. I kind of give them their own support because it sounds like they don't have a support team because all the cool kids are doing it. So I'm like, no, because you're hot now, but in 2 years, your teeth will be gone, your skin is ratted, and then what happens?
And would you say, you talk about like tea being the unspoken conversation, would that probably, would you agree that that's probably because it's a community that people would rather stereotype and see, deplete or just, keep being oppressed and fall back so they don't have the conversations about tea being an epidemic?
I think so. I think it's a man-made drug. Any man-made drug I feel that's out there is made to bring us down, period. Even if it makes you feel good for that 30 seconds, 30 minutes, whatever, I feel it's out there to bring us down. So that being said, being that all the cool, hot, 2% body fat or less guys are out there doing it, they're like, oh, well, he's doing it, so why? Do you know the effects?
And is that really, is that the major deterrent? Deterrent is not the word. Is that the major
attraction to it?
No, the issue of why you may only find a date once a month because most of the men you come across are doing the tea?
I have, I won't say I have a limit of the guys. I have a standard. I have no standards. I have a standard of the guys that I go out with. It's vast. But doing drugs is not one. I don't consider marijuana a drug, but if you have to do it every second of your day, then it's like, okay, that's like eating too much ice cream. Ice cream can become a drug if you have too much. So,
and if it's your cologne, I can't deal with that either. I'm okay with you smoking, but if it's your cologne when you walk through my crib.
Oh, you're talking about the weed out of toilet?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Whatever, just don't.
Cannabis by Chanel.
I can't have you smell my whole house, smell it like that. No,
I call it the weed out of toilet.
Out of toilet.
Oh, okay, I get
Weed out of toilet.
I get
it. Cologne.
Exactly, and it smells like the French.
Yeah.
Not that they smell
But
bad.
I got a question for you guys. Because LGBT is just like men is high in depression. Do you think that causes a lot of them to take the drugs?
I feel so. I suffer from depression, and there was a point when I did drugs, and my drug of choice was actually alcohol. But I was also doing coke. I tried. Well, this is years ago. I tried to do coke every other day, and it helped me get rid of that. And then I was like, then it got a little expensive because I used to work at Crash, and I got it for free. But then I stopped working at Crash. I was like, I have to pay for this stuff. So yeah, no. Alcohol was the second choice, and that wasn't good because I was blacking out. But yes, I think it is a temporary solution for a long-term problem, I was finding my answers to the questions I had in life at the bottom of a bottle. So,
yeah, I'd never experienced or dabbled in drugs, and I tell you that's probably one of the most interesting things that I experienced coming to New York City, because outside of New York City or just outside of anywhere where you're exposed to to drugs or have a loved one who had taken drugs. Yeah. Most of the stories are people you see on Lifetime and stuff, they just died and lost their whole lives. They just went all the way down. We had that show Intervention, and remember you saw all the crazy people. But I tell you this, I have met and I have made some really beautiful friends in New York City who are completely well-adjusted and have their lives together and or have ambitions and are doing things who used to be like
Yeah.
addicted out their minds
Yeah.
on drugs,
Yeah.
but people don't see that part, and we don't tell that story,
Yeah.
outwardly. It's always
It's
the
true.
story is like, oh, I was on drugs and I never came back from it, and my whole life was gone, and or probably I, God forbid, died. We don't see people like, oh, yeah, I did that once, and it was a part of my life, but like I fought back and I came back from it, and I think those stories are incredibly important.
Our friend
not to-
Tim Moss.
Tim Moss, our girlfriend here in the Bronx, with the kids. Sorry.
No, I don't want to say her name.
Yeah, please.
Uh,
She's open about it.
Destiny?
Yes.
Okay, Lulu Destiny?
Yeah, Lulu Des.
Okay.
No, it's important. Like we,
Yeah, yeah.
You share these stories.
I didn't know that was.
I know. Anyway, so I just think that what, kudos out there to the folks who at one point may have been addicted
Yeah.
to any type of drug, whether it was
Overcomers, it's
illegal
hard.
or you got it
Right.
through insurance, but you came back from it. Like not
Yeah.
these stories are all like, oh, I ended up in the gutter.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you
true.
may have, but
Yeah.
you definitely are a testimony that.
And it's an
you come
everyday
back from
battle.
it.
It's
Can
still-
I just do one thing? It's just like uncomfortable. Can you just hold it?
I like the
I know.
heavy part.
That was just too much for me. It was
I
bothering me.
like the heavy part
It was
because
bothering
it
me.
balances out better. But it's a daily struggle. It's a daily struggle, even for people now. There's one guy who tells me he doesn't do as much meth as he used to because of me, because I call him all the time. I'm like, hey, you're still blah, blah, blah. If you fall, he's like, oh, I didn't want to talk to you because I went back into a bender. I'm like, but that's okay. You're going to fall. You're going to fall. I can't promise you that you'll always be sober. You're going to fall. I will promise you that. But, he
It's
calls
all
me every
about how
now
you
and
come
then.
back up, right?
Right, exactly. It's to just realize that you're not a loser because you went back down, just that you have to get back up. That's your goal. That's what you want. That's what you told me you want. I didn't want that.
Well, let me ask you back to the dating, because that's
Oh,
also
that's right.
important.
Crystal.
And thank you for the question, Charles. We appreciate that.
No problem.
Out that people are not just strung out and die because they went to drugs. I mean, it can happen, but it's not everybody's story.
Yeah.
So how successful has the dating been? And if you're looking for that relationship, what has been the experience? Do guys seem invested? Do they just want the sex? Explain this, because I tell you, I have the same, obviously experience, dates, and I'll say dating after 29. 29 is an experience because you're just dealing with people who have come from some major traumas from relationships mostly, and they just they want it, but they're just not ready, or they're married, or they're just or they're people we have in our community too. We have this group, I would say, heard of, and I believe it. They didn't come out till they were 40 maybe.
Right.
And so now I'm in that level, and these guys are good looking, and I want to settle down with them. But hey, I just came out, and I'm trying to live my life. So it's incredibly tough. So with that being said, what has it been like, the experience dating all these men? Not all these men, but the men you get to date.
Wow. Wow. All these now serving 97. Your order's ready. Really, all these men.
Yeah, let me have has it been one date, or have you been continuous with any of them?
So I talk to before I meet you. I'm talking to you on the phone. So I meet you online, and I talk. If I like you enough,
the process.
it is. It's a process. I talk to them on the phone. If they're like, oh, I can come over and you can cook me dinner. Who? What? Why? I'm not your mama. So
I agree,
first,
I
do
agree.
not invite yourself over at my sanctuary of a house. Nobody's come there. 2, who says I'm cooking for you? Take me out. Ask me out. Coffee, something. And so those don't ever get a call back. It's usually a block right on the iPhone. Bleep, bleep.
And
Sorry.
can I just interject something in there?
Sure.
It's just, I try to be very mindful, when you're meeting people these days, and I know the economic issue, or just people in general, I'm not trying to take advantage. So it's going to for a cup of coffee is one thing, but during the pandemic, when all we could do was Netflix and chill, and all y'all out there were, prior to this, Netflix and chill. Mm-hmm. What's that cost? Y'all still couldn't do that. Y'all couldn't say, Frankie, come over, let's Netflix and chill, because that's all we could do.
Right.
And y'all's bums still couldn't do that.
Look, even if we couldn't see each other, and you got that extra $300 a week, don't act like you didn't get that $300.
I know,
You
right?
could have bought me food, sent it to my house, and we could have had a date
Supersize
on
that dinner, right?
Exactly. Shoot, and then go on FaceTime a date. But no, You still want to come over? Mm-mm.
Like, I was just gonna ask you that, since you bring up the pandemic. Why didn't people use the technology that we have? Like he just said, you could have FaceTimed. You know what I'm saying? I seen the commercial where the lady was talking to the mother, and then they showed the camera turning the angle, and she was
Yeah.
actually on the tablet.
Yeah.
But it made it look like she was there.
She was in the-
So
she was
why
cooking in
didn't
the
they
kitchen, yeah.
Why you can't use that for the dating? Is that still impersonal, maybe?
I didn't use it for dating. I did use it for my friends though, because me and my other friends, Tyler and Matt, we used to do like once a month a brunch. So we just started like doing brunch on what was it called, the party, the house party app, or even Facebook Messenger. We would just do that, eat, talk, drink. It was cute.
I mean, that was, obviously, I think people did utilize it. I myself, I didn't. Like, I just am an in-person person. I don't even like to talk on the phone. So you like text me or we're
No.
meeting for drinks in person. Like, I am not talking over an app or over a video. It's just not what I want to do. I need that in person. Because me personally,
Yeah.
like,
Now, this is when you're dating a person, or just in general?
well, that's, so going along with that, like, I just don't think dating exists. Like, he gets dates.
I get dates.
I have been in New York City for 14 years.
Heesh.
I've been asked out 3 times.
Can I go ahead and
You know why, right?
No, please tell me, enlighten me.
I'm gonna enlighten you.
Please, because you'll be the umpteenth person to enlighten
You're-
me, and I hope it means something.
No.
You know how I
you're-
feel
You're
about
similar to me. When they see you, they get intimidated. They don't want to approach you because they think they're not your level. Because when I look at you, when I first met you, I was like, this guy's an intelligent, business, good-looking guy. You know, that he's gonna go out. He might be getting a lot of dates. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I was like, if he was straight, he would have been taking all my girls away from me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm.
He
thinking
still will.
that-
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even
Well,
now,
no.
he probably could. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows.
Hey, wait, if y'all
We
ladies,
going
wanna-
shopping,
if
I'm
y'all
not going
ladies
out
want to
with you.
treat me, I don't
Right,
mind
right,
going
right,
out. But
good night.
But I think that's the reason why, is because a lot of times, because my friend told me the same thing. I was like, yo, why when we go to the club, they go straight to you guys? And they never, and the girl was like, do you look like them? I was
Ooh.
like, no. She's like, exactly. They got jeans and you got a suit. You know what I'm saying? They say what's up and you say hello. So that's why I'm saying that maybe they just.
well, if you're watching, thank you. I appreciate you for saying that, Charles. But if that's the case, if you're watching, I want to go on a date. I love
Frankie allday 77 at
Just-
gmail.com.
I've been invited a guy just to go to the
Oh,
park.
matter of fact, Lori Bingo. I hope I said her name right. Bingio. Laura.
That might be my sister that we did a play with. So,
She said
yeah.
confidence. That's. I'm
No,
telling
he's
you.
confident. Don't act. I'm going to tell you right now. Can I? My feeling, and I'll give you 25 seconds of it. He's picky as a bitch. He is so picky.
I was gonna go there. I was gonna say that too.
introduced him to. He's like, oh, what's Tinder? He was on there for all of 3 days. I said, I don't want to do this. It takes time. You need
Well,
patience.
I'll tell you this.
There were some
I'll tell you
beautiful men on Tinder.
I'll tell you this. There's something to be picky, and there's just something that I know at this point in my life. Like, I've lived. I know what I want. I know what is gonna work well for me. And Alfie does say, like, I'm impatient, but
Yes.
when impatience for me comes, it's just like, okay, I'm on this app and I'm just wasting so much energy and time. This is my opinion.
Yes. Well, yes.
Swiping.
But
and
you're busy all the time
swiping
anyway.
And swiping and swiping.
Yeah.
And I might have a minimal conversation with these guys, but then it doesn't go anywhere from that. And I just feel as though, and I'm going to stick to that. If we're talking, on the phone for 3 days and then you don't ask on a date,
Right.
I'm over it. Like,
Right.
I don't have time. I'm moving forward. Like, I'm not going to keep talking on this phone. And I said earlier, I don't like the whole online exchange. Like, I want to be in person, to meet people and talk. Like, that's just what I want to do.
I get it.
And unfortunately, we live in this society and time now where I understand it. I get it. We've evolved. Not saying it's better. Evolved to everything. Just these exchanges is being online. Like, and a big part of our lives are virtual. They're not even
Right. And we've gotten used to it where we don't want to go back to work.
And I
wanna work from home.
want
Yeah.
in real time.
But
and
I think we're past that though. We're back, and it's cuffing season. So the availability for the people, I have noticed as soon as it got a little nipply outside, people are like, oh, beep boop boop beep boop beep. Hi, Ricky. Can I get your number?
And well, you know what? When it comes even to cuffing season or even just dating, if you're willing to just, you know what, just settle for whatever comes in front of you, I could have plenty of dates.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to just like.
Right.
And I'm not saying that like a lot of people ask me out because that's not the truth either. But I want them to. I want them to.
And the ones that do, you don't want.
No, of course. And am I wrong for that? Am I wrong for that?
At all?
Okay.
No,
Okay.
baby.
Okay.
No, we can't. Even talk
Because even
about
I'll
that.
say this. You know what? I don't think I can just get anybody. And there are guys that I probably want that I'm just like, okay, well, I don't think I'm gonna like get him.
I have turned this confidence has come out. I'm like,
But-
you know what? I'm gonna try. Go ahead. I'm gonna go for him. Hey, what's up? Blah 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 blah.
Know what the terrible part of this is that Charles too. I'll tell you this. You could in my experience in the community of dating in LGBT, it's just like even if I walk to you and I ask you out and you say no and it was genuine and like there's nothing wrong with saying, oh, XYZ, can I go out? And if they turn you down, that's their whole story with all their friends forever. Oh my God, yeah, he tried to talk to me. I just asked you to go. I was gonna pay for the date. Like, why are you giving yourself relevance now? Because
You're talking to the wrong dudes. I talk to people who don't do that.
Or the other part is like, if we go on one date, all of a sudden we were an item. No, we
we
went on
slept
one date.
together. That's
one
what.
date.
See, I am the most celibate person on purpose by accident. Oh, you got to switch because he's too loud. I don't think the mic is too loud.
Are we on?
All right, what's the comments? We got Lourdes on though. Hi, girl.
She said, Shirley said, straight men are intimidated too. Then they had confidence, but she wrote here, big sentence here. Millenniums and Generation Z have no communication skills. They do not know how to be social or personal.
Mm-hmm.
They really only know how to communicate with sex because it doesn't really involve much conversation.
And I would agree with that, but I just like I'm not a millennial, and the men I want to date should know better than that, like I do. So not want to date, but the men like in my age range, just to say, are really not considered millennials. But I just find it's just like why like to go on a date. It's just like I was even told by people, and you're included, which nothing wrong with it, but you shouldn't say date. Like, oh, it's a taboo. Like you can't say date.
Especially the first one is not a date; it's a meeting.
I don't think that. Like
No,
I don't think
it is
that.
not. A
I don't
date-
think that.
a date- a
and
meeting.
know why? And know why I feel.
No.
I was thinking. And know why I feel that is because, I think people is like, oh, if it says date, it's a commitment. It's
Hell
not.
no.
It's not. Like we're just going
No.
out.
I have a date with my
It's what it's
laundromat
called.
a
Like,
couple days.
what's wrong with that? Like, why can't you go and have a conversation? And if we don't like each other, the chemistry's not there. Then so
That's
be
why I don't
it.
call it no strings, no expectations.
But so
a meeting.
be
Let's meet up and
it.
have some coffee. Absolutely.
No.
Okay. So
no, I want a date, and you're gonna pay for it if you ask me.
Yes.
If I ask you, I will pay for it.
Frankie allday77@gmail.com.
And y'all know where I'm at.
1055 Jura.
Want a date?
You want the apartment?
Huh?
1055 Jura.
Don't say that. There might
Don't
be
say
crazy
that.
people watching.
And if the super's watching.
Oh yeah, the super. Yeah.
Right. So speaking of super, yeah. So dating is not bad. It's a good thing. I take my time. I'm very patient. Then when someone finally like calls me and makes the move, you go for it.
Well,
But
and
you have to have an
I bring
attraction
this
and a
up,
connection.
because the contradiction, not the contradiction, but the difference between our approach to dating. We've explained it is very different. Alfie's very consistent, and he strategizes. Me, I'm just like, no, what is it? Like, I want it.
Well, I don't have a life. I don't do anything. I go home
but
and I'm like,
what I want to say is this. It's
if I
just
don't
like,
check into Tinder, they start to worry. You know what I'm saying?
But what I want to say is this. It's like, and not say is I want to ask you. It's like, with all your consistency and your strategy and whatnot, and, I just know, like, these guys are just turned out to be losers, right?
Yeah, but
God bless you,
if
but I'm
they
saying,
buy
but,
a
like,
meal,
it's losers.
but losers are attractive too.
No.
Well, okay, so
hang on. Before you answer this,
that was a chair.
call it what it is. You were very heartbroken or discouraged
Yeah.
a couple months ago by 3 men in 1 week.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, so let's not paint this, fake reality for people.
That's true.
My point
I feel like
point
it was the
is
same day,
my
wasn't
point
it?
is like, even as
No.
hardcore as you are in
Yeah,
it,
well, wait.
and if someone
Yeah.
sides with the way your approach is,
Yeah.
and someone sees the approach I have,
Yeah.
not calling one wrong or right.
No.
The conversation I willing to bring up is just like the challenge. You have
Yeah.
someone who is not, approaching it consistently and not like, oh, I'm going to give you time and patience. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And the guys just aren't coming through, and you're giving that, and these guys are just not panning out, right? They're not coming through.
So I always say, in this situation that's negative, what am I doing wrong? I purposely was like, oh, I'm just gonna live life and just, YOLO. There were red flags there the whole time. One of them was I was watching Crazy Cop who lives in an hour away. Another one was a bodybuilder / nurse who said he lived in New York, but really lived in Connecticut. And he would never meet me. He was like, oh, yeah, no, I have this and I want to see you, but I'm so intimidated. Right. And then the other one ended up being he said he was this engineer who was at the base in some Gulf of Mexico. Pictures were beautiful. He ended up being not him. So he was from Ghana. And I was like, Ghana? Really? Okay. So, no. Yeah, all those, it was in the same, but there were signs. And then Ricky was like, oh, no, fairy tale world. It's going to happen. Oh, I'll juggle. No, there were signs out there. And I refused. I was just like, well, living my life. Why? I'm not going to get hurt.
I know.
Wrong. But that's okay.
I just know, I think, I'm just like, a part of me is like, impressive, like when watching, the Brady Bunch. It's like every weekend, Marsha had a date. And it was like, in the 60s and 70s, it's like, kids went on dates every weekend. Like, it wasn't a big deal. And now, you got like, I'm not dating without intention. You don't even pay my bills. Intention for what? Like, I just want to go out and meet you. And
No, I'm
Get
that
outta
guy.
here.
I'm
Get
like,
outta
no.
here.
Like, somebody asked me, was it a day ago or something? They're like, so do you date for fun or for like, and I'm like, for fun? I'm 28. I'm not dating for fun. I'm dating with a purpose. Like, we're going to be happily ever after. God.
But can we
bless it.
can we at least establish that after the first date?
No, that's going to be after the third date. Because
No, I'm saying
first date
intention.
is
That's
is
good that you guys
meeting.
bring it
But
up
I
because
can't
we
make
have a
first
question.
date.
We have a question online right now saying,
happened?
so how long before you decide to get intimate? Weeks, months? And this was by Laura.
Lourdes.
Lourdes.
Lourdes is nosy.
Well,
How about you?
I tell you. So I thought about this answer earlier. So and it's not in stone, but being intimate. Like if I think like if I want something with you, I'm gonna make you wait. And the fact is, it's like, if I want sex, I know these apps and things where I can go for sex.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna meet you on Tinder or something else for, consider a date,
Yeah.
my intention is not sex there. I'm intending to like get to know you and see where this may go.
Right.
And ultimately, it's like, I'm not gonna rush to the sex because like, at this point in my life, at 29, I've had
Man.
enough sex. Like sex is not like, gonna like, win me over for you. I mean, it's
What's it like? What's it like? What's sex like?
but
What's sex like
so
with a man?
sex is kind of relative. I mean, I could say like I could have sex with someone sooner than later.
Mm-hmm.
But if I really kind of like feel you and I think I want to have something with you, I want to wait because I feel like I don't want to just hit that threshold and then it's like, like that's really exciting, that part for me.
I think I wait longer than you. You know how long it's been since I've had sex, right? This month it'll be 3 years.
No, but when you're in a relationship.
Well,
And she hasn't been in a relationship.
yes, it's been a while, honey. The eggs are dry, powdered eggs, but I know it's horrible. It creaks when it opens. That was her laughing. I wait, and that's one thing that I don't want to say only New York City men, but really a New York City man, big metropolitan man. You have sex first to test drive. I'm sorry, I don't want to test drive. I gotta get to know you. I'm the kind of crazy person, old-fashioned romantic, who once I get physically intimate with you, I get emotionally attached, and I have tried not to, unless I'm high or drunk, is the only time. And if there's a wall and maybe a hole there, then maybe we can have sex. But without that, no.
No.
Is that too much?
No. And I mean, the question is relative. I would not say if you slept with someone sooner than later, it's an omen to the relationship. It just
No.
depends on the situation. I would prefer personally to wait if I really like you, because I feel like I want to get to know you, and also for the fact that there's this thing. Probably it happens whether you're gay or straight, but it's just not. I don't want to be that person.
Right.
Where there's this 6 degrees of separation. So I went out. I went out with you this week, but then me. At some point, it made it around to my friends, and then I'm not the guy that's gonna be in a room of a whole bunch of gay men, and 3 people I had sex with. You might know one, and that's even saying a lot, because I truly try not to have that happen. So sex for me, it's just not gonna happen.
Before I
like
have
that,
sex, I find out who are your
properly.
friends. Who are your friends? Who have you met while you're here in New York? What's going on? Does your wife know? Because I cannot have sex with somebody if other people,
Well, so the funny thing with this now, at this stage in my life, I had to also bend a little to know that's probably not gonna happen.
Bend.
No, it's not.
Hi-yo!
No, it's not gonna happen because I've met a lot of people and I've been around a lot of people. So it's
It's
people have
true.
paths now, but so at the same token, I really try not to have that happen. I really try not to have that happen. Yeah.
Try. It's okay. But think about it. If you do frequent fly, there's a big possibility you might catch.
So talk about frequent flying, and Ricky works for ACQC,
How do you spell that?
and it makes me laugh. ACQC sounds like shady and sexual and the same thing.
Ooh.
ACQC.
You're so ACQC. It's
it
not
sounds
even
like
funny.
something so shady and sexual. But Ricky's job there, you do a lot of STD testing. So
Yes.
talk about frequent flying.
Yeah.
The issue for everybody,
And
gay
we have
or
to talk
straight.
about condom use and prep, and they're
there's,
like, oh,
the
do you do this?
STD
No,
thing.
I don't have sex.
What exactly do you do with the STD testing at your job?
I drink it. No, I prick their finger. It's literally called the Insta test for
Well,
HIV.
that's for one test, right?
Right. That's HIV test is one test. It's a little prick in your finger. I always say, hey, if you got the prick before, you might need a prick now. Hi-yo.
I'm always afraid of that. I'm always afraid of that little prick. I'm like, oh my God.
No, honey, you've had bigger pricks than that. And
God.
it's literally 1 minute. You fill out some stuff, you prick your blood. It's like Mr. Wizard right there, and done. Done in less than a minute.
And
Now,
what the most
STI
amazing thing is, before you move to the next, I'm sorry, about the HIV testing now, is that it's less than a minute you get the results.
Yeah.
Years ago, it would be 3 weeks.
And you'd
before
be
you got
worried.
results.
Oh my God, what's
Or
going
even when it
on?
went down to 20 minutes.
Right. This is,
Before you
Yeah.
even
and it's 99.699%
you
fail-proof.
see it, and I just think, you know what? Shout out to the scientists and the medical
It's funny
world.
how they came up with that. I wonder if there's a cure for HIV.
There probably will be, but talk more about the testing.
Or is. And so the STI one, and then you can pee in a cup, and we put it in a thing. And that one takes 2 to 3 business days because we send it out to Quest Diagnostics. Shout out to
and they do
Quest.
Hep C and everything now, right?
Yes, we do. Now, so Hep C has been kind of big. We ran out of Hep C tests, which is why, we don't have any right. So we're not testing right now for Hep C because those are expensive. Those are like $25 a pop. And we give you the test for free. That's right, folks, free. Gonorrhea, chlamydia, and HIV. So
What I love about the LGBT plus community is that STDs are a constant. They're in our lives, and I guess I would say we're conscious and aware of them to a point, because that's not. Oh, let me I'm not speaking the truth, because these millennials out here,
Yeah.
they think oh, there's cures, we're gonna live, we're fine. So
I won't get gonorrhea. I'm
you
on
know-
PrEP.
Yeah.
I can't get COVID. I'm on PrEP.
So can you tell me
Uh-huh.
what does PrEP protect you against?
So PrEP protects you against only from HIV, period, as they say. Only HIV.
So we still have gonorrhea,
chlamydia,
syphilis, chlamydia,
crabs.
crouch.
Crabs.
Crabs.
No, I'm gonna say, and also
I'm
what's
sorry.
worse, the most fatal, children, because you can still get pregnant.
Yeah, all you breeders out there.
Right,
That's why
you
the
know.
world is overpopulated. That's not the story.
Oh,
but,
horrible. Abort, sweetie,
Calm
abort.
down.
I got a
You
rusty wire
figure.
hanger.
PrEP only protects you against HIV virus only.
Yes.
There are 5 more out there.
Yes.
Though not
There's probably a lot
potentially-
more. Herpes?
Not potentially, yeah, herpes.
Why herpes? Why not him?
Not potentially deadly, but still a problem. You know, we don't want that spreading around and getting.
And there are
nasty
cures for all of
and-
them, granted. And there's
You know?
recently, I think this past year or last year, for hepatitis C. But you don't want it. It's gross. It's nasty. It bubbles and look it up. I can't tell you because it's gross, but look it up.
And then you don't even know, what Hep C, does to your system before you get treated for it. You don't know what's
Liver,
gonna happen.
inflammation
You
of
don't
the
know what's gonna
liver.
happen when you get treated for it. What may happen to your body. But we just
Right.
still don't want those things floating out there. But the most important thing is, we talk about like the HIV, which is manageable and people are healthy. And
Yes.
people are wonderful, have amazing lives, and I have
Long-
friends,
long term. Mm-hmm.
for a living. Still, you don't want to be, what's the word I'm thinking? Like, you don't want to be like ignorant about it and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna go out here and sleep and have frequent flyers and pass it around."
Especially
you
in
know?
this day and age, information's out there. I feel if you live in New York City, there's no excuse for you unless somebody did it to you on purpose, unless it just happens, for you to go out there and have condomless sex, knowing that all this stuff is out there, and or not being on PrEP. You can't trust anybody. I don't even care. Oh, but I've known him for 15 years. Yeah, but then on that 15th year, he found Barbara and Peter and Lewis. So I say trust no one.
And recently, there's a big story came out in Pennsylvania. My cousin Shauna from SaunaShouse.org.
She was in the recent
No,
one,
she
right?
she broke the story. Well, she was up on the Philadelphia News 6,
Oh.
and syphilis is a huge problem right now in Delaware.
Yes.
Delaware, Pennsylvania.
That was also on the
Huge
CDC
problem.
webpage. The CDC webpage also said that it was these two small places. I want to say like one was Des Moines or something, and then maybe was over there. But the spread
That
of
one can make you
STIs.
can make you sterile, I believe.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
No, maybe that's chlamydia. I need to learn this stuff a lot.
Blue waffles.
But I do know that it can affect your brain neurologically. It can really mess you up.
I'm sorry, what? No, I'm playing.
Yeah, and it's a quiet disease because you don't even know probably you have it to the second or third stage, which are the more compromising stages.
Right.
The whole first stage, you don't know if you have it, and you're passing it to people. You're passing it all over.
Use a condom, people. I don't care. I don't care. I know it feels good. Trust me, I know. Use a condom. Period. I mean, yes, if he's
It doesn't.
undetectable.
No, it doesn't. It
fine.
doesn't even.
No. Even if they say, "Oh, I'm undetectable and I'm on PrEP," cool, right? But there's other stuff you can get, please, because then you come in and you say, "Oh, I don't know my test," and then I have to
wish we
call
had-
you in front of your boss and be like, "So
No,
you
I wish
got
we had.
chlamydia."
I wish we had a biological female here, only for the fact that like when people said, "Oh, it feels different." It feels different for the guy. The person getting penetrated doesn't know. For me, it's my opinion. And then y'all be like, "Oh, it feels different." No, this shit still hurts regardless. Like, what feels different about it?
When they shoot up in you, that feels kind of nice.
Oh God, we're not going.
That's what I was talking about. It feels nice.
No,
Wait a minute,
but-
what are you talking about?
That's like.
Let's be for
that's
real,
like
for real.
5 seconds of it. 5 seconds.
I mean, yeah, but that's the goal.
No, it's
Every
not
hole's
the
a
goal.
goal.
It's not the goal, but then you end up with some crazy STD or
Right,
or
that's what
some-
I'm saying.
Or a bratty child, like you said.
Right, all right. I'm just saying. Yes, we know it feels good to,
Anyhow, you
and when he
millennial-
hits that second ring, girl.
You millennials out there, just to be conscious and be careful. And just know that, PrEP is only protecting you against the possibility of contracting the virus. It's not preventing it totally, correct?
No, it prevents you. If you do it right and do it at the same time every day, it blocks
Even
the
with
HIV virus.
with no condom sex.
Yeah, even with no condom.
When did that happen?
Since it came out. So it does protect you against HIV. It's not 100%, but
That
nothing's
was new.
100%.
You always said you'd use condom with it.
Yes, because you can catch STIs. So it does PrEP protects you against HIV. Did I turn my mic off? No, good. But it does not protect you against STIs. That's what I've always said. Yeah.
Well, Frankie allday does not have condomless sex. All these other hoes out here, y'all can do it.
Ricky doesn't have sex.
I'm not doing it.
You wanna help me out? Anybody?
It's not happening.
rvelesmusic
It's not happening.
at gmail.com.
And I tell you, I tell you this,
rvelesmusic at
honestly, any STI that I contracted over my life, just another, like, it's not stereotype, might be out there. It's like you say frequent flyers.
Stigma?
Could be stigma, frequent flyer. But I guess the stigma, like, I guess that's what I want to say too. It's just like, I didn't get them from random sex. I got them from monogamous partners.
Yeah.
That's something that, again, people don't realize. people that get STIs, a lot of them get them from monogamous partners.
That's
They're not
true.
out there just roaming the streets having random sex.
That's true. Because their partners are out there roaming the streets having sex. And you're being a good little boy at home, and then all of a sudden you're like, I don't know, why is there a bubble in my... Yeah, and
Yeah, no, that's definitely a fact that I wanted to bring up. Also,
that's why I say trust no one, honey.
with the
It's horrible.
stigma, about our community that oh, they're just sexless crazed, sex crazed, and that's why they have this. But these things, they're can happen to anybody, any community, any color, race, gender,
Absolutely.
class.
However, the most infected are BIPOC people. So please, especially in the South, brown and black men. I include Latinos of all shades. I include Asians of all shades. I include indigenous people of
Why is
all
that?
shades.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just
Okay.
know that, well,
Okay.
the resources have not been there for a while. And especially, I come from the South, the information is not out there.
Well,
Here,
I
you
would
walk
agree. Okay.
outside, there's a billboard, there's a taxi, there's a bus. In North Carolina, they don't have, you have trees.
No,
and
I
a
agree.
bird
I agree. I
and
would
a
say that
burning
would be the
cross.
problem. The information is not being shared everywhere. It's being shared in certain places. I guess because we have people on the forefront saying, "Oh, make this visible, make
Yes.
this." But outside of here,
Because speaking of safe sex, promotes sex. It does not promote sex. It promotes safer sex. There's no such thing as safe sex. So that's what a lot of the people, conservatives in the South, are like, oh no, we don't want that billboard here because it's teaching kids it's okay to have sex. Girl, they're going to have sex whether you tell them to or not. And if not,
and you know what?
Uncle Bill's probably doing something with her anyway.
if you are consenting adults, if you're consenting, I'll say even adults because we know that are teenagers, but it's a fact of life. It's just be responsible. And there's nothing wrong with sex, but just be responsible about it. And don't, compromise your stuff because you want to. My mic is, okay. Don't compromise. I'm listening now.
He broke it.
Don't compromise, your own health because you want to appease somebody else. No.
Yeah.
Be responsible when it comes to sex, and make sure you're taking the right precautions, that are,
Nah.
relevant.
Make sure you come
You.
first. What? Is that what we're talking about?
Ah!
No. I'm saying. Don't you hate that happens? You're like,
I-
hold on. Oh, we're not done. Oh, we are
I
not
do.
done at all. At all. Please.
Ask you, because time is running down
You
here.
want to ask me?
But you were, and I just want to say, Ricky is a singer. He is a songwriter. He's an actor. But recently, you just did a film, correct?
OnlyFans.
I think my mic is off again. Okay.
No, it's on. You just really, girl.
No,
I can hear. They can hear you.
I can
in Des
hear when it
Moines.
bounces off the walls. I know what's happening.
They can hear you in Des
I like when it
Moines.
bounces off the walls.
That's what she
I
said.
know.
So it's Love is Love by Lourdes, Our Lady Lourdes. She wrote it. And it will be coming out hopefully this month. I play the gay best friend. And there's some little queer boy in the background.
Was that a
playing
stretch for you? Playing a gay friend?
At all. Well, friend, yeah. I'm an enemy usually. But then there's another queer boy in the background playing the wannabe bartender who pours mimosas. That's not a bartender. That's the help.
Frankie
So,
all day. I have my few minutes in
ain't
that
nothing
film.
wrong with being the help. But he poured stuff into a flute and spoke to, that's
Wait, whose friend is not the bartender? Come on. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's true.
Wait, when's
Especially
the film
me.
come out, though?
Soon. Let's see if Lourdes can answer that. Is Lourdes still here? Maybe she's not. Everyone's gone.
Well, it's
Gone.
okay.
Oh, here she is.
Ricky Velez, definitely, he...
It's actually Ricky Velez, but thank you. Active mark in the
if
first
you're from
D.
Philly, it's Velez.
No.
If you're from Atlanta...
Atlanta.
Velez. But anyway...
This month, she says. She didn't give us a day, but she says this month.
Okay, and it's a great story.
I think we bored him. He left.
No, we're just, we're taking over the show down here, here.
Oh, look.
Yeah, but yeah,
No,
but,
go,
but, it's
yeah.
a cute film. It was.
It is.
It was shot here in New York City.
It is, absolutely. It, like Brooklyn, mostly Brooklyn, I believe.
I don't know why. For some reason, I was thinking it was a lesbian love story, but it's not.
Is it?
Is it? I don't know.
You have to go see the film and find out.
I
Love
feel like it
is
was.
love.
Yeah, I guess because love is love. But
Yeah.
shout out to that.
Absolutely.
That's very, very
really
exciting.
I just saw clips of it and I was like, oh my God. I could have been there the whole time watching it off of Lourdes' phone.
and I want to plug myself. I think.
Don't you plug yourself every night anyway?
Yeah, absolutely. That this weekend on the LDM network, I may be a part of an independent artist showcase. So stay tuned for that. That'll be happening. I'll post that. So please come
OnlyFans.
watch. I probably will have Ricky back with me, singing something if I don't kill her first.
Yeah.
And what else are you doing these days?
I am. I feel like I'm doing something. I just forget what it is. Okay, so I am performing for an AHF party. That is the AIDS Healthcare Foundation. I am also. I have my regular gig, second stall to the right, tap twice. But I wrote a song with these two gentlemen who live in Nashville, and it is going to be on Young and the Restless soon. We've already signed the contract,
Yes.
that's good. So I'm going to keep on writing, and
I
singing.
saw this weekend The Young and the Restless. So I was in the house, and it's just so depressing. Dum 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 dum.
Dark and
dum,
high. Every time I hear it, I think about Mary J. Blige.
dum.
No more pain.
It is so depressing. I can't believe people still watch novellas. My sister-in-law is watching a novella on Netflix called Mariposa, something about Jenny Rivera.
Is that good? Okay.
It's 100 episodes.
Okay, that's it. Well, that's why I like Latin soap operas because
Latins
they
are so
end.
extra. They're so
Unless
extra,
they're
though.
boring, like the ones on NBC, the ones that always quit. My favorite was Passions. I'm sorry, with The Witch and Timmy, Tabitha and Timmy. No, am I the only one who watched it? Y'all seen it?
Are there
Passions.
any LGBT novellas out there? That's what I care
Probably
about.
not on the NBC. Well, there's characters. Remember Robin?
I don't want a
Robin
character. I
was-
want our own show. I
Robin
don't want
was
characters.
Holly and
I
Robert
don't want
Scorpio's child. And
characters.
then she had the AIDS.
I want the
She-
I want the main story to be.
Oh, I don't
an
know. I don't
LGBT
watch. I
character.
can't. I can't get involved. I can't.
No, yeah. Well, novellas they're very long. But like you said, they end. But I was watching this weekend, and it's just like, this is just drama after drama. Like
That's what
extra
they're for.
drama.
That's
But 100 episodes. I think like to me to watch 10 episodes of a Netflix series, I'm sick of it at the 5th episode.
Really? If
I
you're
really
sick
am.
of it, that
Even
means
though-
that's why I'm
No.
saying he has no patience. No patience.
There are better things
He's a
to
little
do in
ADD.
life.
I have better things to do. Let them go wait for a man to ask
know.
me out.
Absolutely. You better get on it. Like if you're
This is my spinster sister right here. We're the Banger sisters. It's like I'm the more.
you better get on it. Are you gonna like,
She's Susan Sarandon and I'm Goldie Hawn.
shoot your shot? The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. Like
So,
I'm not sitting out there waiting
Frankie
for people.
allday77@gmail.com.
They know me. And Frankie
needs
All
you.
Day
Do
77
they know
on
you?
Instagram. Frankie All Day fan page on Facebook.
Arvella's
They know
music.
me.
Arvella's music. R.
They know
VELEZ
me.
music at Gmail or second stall to the left. Tap twice.
No, don't tap. It's not worth it. Trust me. Trust me, it's not worth
Ew.
it. But a good thing is that Ricky has been one of my most incredible friends for the past
Yeah.
8 years. We perform a lot of together. Pardon me. And so the Frankie All Day concert. That's not the name of it, but for purposes of now, before I reveal the actual name, we're going to produce this. I'm going to do it along with Ricky and hopefully Majori, who is phenomenal
Majori.
in Philadelphia.
MIJOR. You have to look her up.
In
She's
Philadelphia next spring, so look out for that. Mind you, that was something to go back. You were having a conversation with Majori, and for some reason, because I want to talk about identity tonight, and maybe we have like a couple minutes left to do that. And that just has to do with
bar?
identity.
In Bronx?
But I know you were sharing when we had a rehearsal that you had slept with women in high school or something. I don't want to talk about it. I don't
Women,
talk about
woman. Woman.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Woman,
Oh,
one.
oh.
And she's a lesbian now. So.
But were you saying that you also identify as being a woman too?
No.
Okay,
now.
I heard that wrong.
I mean, call my moves out, but no. I am a guy. I use the pronouns he, elle, they. I consider myself not pansexual, but I was at one point pansexual. You know how they say, oh, people come out first as bi? And it's like, well, because I have found females attractive, sexually attractive, at that. Look at the shock, like, oh, dun, dun, dun. That's when you play that.
I'm glad the walls are green because I'll be the actress.
He be climbing it, right? Do you know what she did? So, yeah, but, I have been most 99% attracted to guys, so no, I don't.
So your
wanna sleep with a
identity
girl.
is right now is
I am the gay.
the gay. Yeah, I mean, I guess when you speak of
But
like,
there's so many levels. I don't even.
There are
I'm old
levels.
school. I was born in
Levels.
1990, so.
I get
So-
I get it. I mean, identity is something that's so complex, and it's okay.
What do you identify as?
You know what? I was trying to figure that out coming.
Wow. On the way here, he
I
said,
was trying to figure out, like,
before Ricky asks
I did,
me,
you know, I mean, if someone had to have an answer, and if it's the right answer, it's just like, you know, I'm a Latino guy, you know, that's an artist, and I like boys. Like, I love. like,
he likes not
like
men.
it's very
he likes
simple.
boys.
Like it's that simple. I'm not really hung up. Or you know, I'm not really hung up for me personally. I'm not really hung up. I may say negative, but I'm not really, you know, concerned personally with a pronoun for me. Like you can call me
Yeah.
anything. I really am not disturbed by it because I'm very well seated in who I feel that I am. And who I am doesn't have is a probably you know an energy 1st, and I'm sitting in that energy. So whatever you want to describe
Right.
as long as it's not derogatory, like
Right.
like me, like you know. But that's how I sit,
Right.
and I'm not you know if anybody like you know is concerned with the pronouns, it's all you know. So be it.
Right. That's why I use
but-
they, because sometimes because I have this pretty face and this long hair, people like, is that a chick? I don't know. But that's why I keep my facial hair. This is all I can grow, folks. I'm sorry. But I use they because Ricky, they, you know, and I paint my nails because I'm, you know, non-conforming to the heteronormative.
And would you think that, you know, identity is so important these days because so many people have been just foreshadowed for so long that it's been this explosion of like, I'm here. And so
Yes.
the identity is so important now because, you know, people have been, like I said, you know, overlooked and foreshadowed for so long. It's like, it's important to say, okay, these things are here.
Yeah.
And maybe when we move past and just accept like there's this here, maybe it won't be as concerning for individuals in the future.
I was having this conversation with Tyler on Halloween. Picture it, 1970, and he was saying that it's not fair for bisexual people to come out and live their heteronormative life. We have a friend who identifies as bi, however, is engaged to somebody of the opposite sex. So my friend felt that it's not important for that person, for her to come out. And it's like, of course it is. You have to be recognized and you have to be tolerated and you have to feel comfortable and felt embraced so that you can feel comfortable with yourself, because if not, that's going to be a secret with you all your life. Just because you're in love with one person that is of the opposite sex doesn't mean that you're straight. You're living a straight lifestyle, but if you're living your life, you can live whatever lifestyle the hell you want.
Well, that was
You
a
know-
great
you know what's in your
conversation
heart.
that some more love and I and like we had the conversation and then you know we and I have many conversations and you know something that she said to me was like, wow, you know you're true, like that's like pretty interesting. Like, I would like to delve more into that and talk about that, and it would blow all of your minds out there. We'll have to invite her on here or a show. But she was saying that you know the reason that like you know two women together are so hot for hetero men and two men together is not hot for most that we know. I guess hetero
Women?
females. I'm
Unless-
saying it's
unless
not.
they want to be DP.
Was that and you said it too, but you
Yeah.
agreed. But the not toxic masculinity, like women. I can't think of the term, but it's because women have the problem with it. It's not even the bed, and the men have to live up to what these hetero women are saying out here.
Well, men love the five or two different girls on each other, but girls don't find it. Females, identifying females don't find it as that attractive when they see two guys go at it, because all they think is that men on men action is not masculine. Men on men action is feminine. And back in the Greek days, that wasn't considered feminine. That was feminine. Feminine. It was considered masculine.
Feminine.
Yeah.
Feminine.
So back in the day, yeah, it was accepted, and it was like, oh, only the most
But
masculine
I
of
find
men
that so
can conquer
interesting
another.
because like that may be something to even delve into because you think about like why there's so much homophobia among men, and it's really not the men at all. It's the women where it derives from, and the men just have to play into it. Yes? No?
Yes.
Maybe so?
Yes and no. The fear, so the homophobia came from religion, because back then there was no certain religion. When the government got hold of the religion is when homophobia and all these other things, racism, came to play, because the government's like, oh, well, we want this to happen. So if your church doesn't say this, then we can't, because Christianity used to be this big. And then it became this worldwide
you
thing.
wrote an amazing paper about this.
I did,
It was
like
great.
2 years
It's
ago.
great. But I will say this, you know what? I do not and will not ever or believe that, you know what, everyone is gay, or you know, or just everyone is straight. But and I say this as a gay man, like I care nothing but men. Like I don't want anything beside that. Like that's just
Yeah.
what I like. So what I'm saying is like I'm not the gay man who's like, oh, every man can be swayed. No, I don't believe that. But I do also believe that like there are heterosexually identified men who may want to dabble here and there, but that's
Or
just
who are-
what it is. Which is their business.
And it's
That's the
okay for
thing.
them to think another guy's attractive.
Or
It
that
doesn't
too,
mean-
or
it
that
doesn't
too.
mean that they're gay. It
Or
just
that
means
too.
They know what ugly is and what ugly isn't.
No, or
So-
that too, because
Right.
you have gay men who like I tell you, not have gay men, not this gay man.
I haven't had
but
them.
a lot of gay men out here, they are so infatuated with women. I could care less. I'm like,
Yeah, women are
they're-
pretty.
I like their personalities, but bodies and everything, I don't care. A
Oh,
lot of
women's
gay men
bodies?
are infatuated with breasts. I do not care. I do
don't
not
want
care.
mine.
Like they're talking about stuff, and that's okay. But I'm just really just saying that because I just wanted to, demonstrate that, like, what, not all. I don't believe all, men are just gonna like want to be like curious, or dabble, as to say.
Right.
Because even on this side of the fence, I don't want to. I never have either. This is why I'm like, oh my God, really? Those women?
He doesn't hate
Those women in high school?
He just doesn't want to sleep with them. That's all.
I never used the word hate. I just like,
Yeah, he just doesn't like
I'm not sexually
the thought
like, nah,
of sleeping with
not at all.
a female.
Not at all.
Unless it's the cuddle. And
No.
even that times I'm like,
even when they
oh.
come on to me, like they're like some straight women sometimes probably still in your life now, or like
They want to cuddle. I'm
attracted-
like,
no,
you
wait,
smell like
they're attracted,
flowers.
They're attracted
Ew.
to you. Like you ever still have that today?
Yeah. Oh, Ricky, if you were straight. If I
And
was
no,
straight,
but,
I
like,
wouldn't be here.
Even like they don't even care. They know you're gay, but they're still like they want to get with you. Like I'm so uncomfortable. I'm just like
It's
I'm so-
because women always want to change.
I'm flattered, but
someone.
I'm so uncomfortable. I'm like, please don't touch
Well,
me.
I feel the same way with straight guys who want to change a lesbian. It's like, oh, you just haven't had the right piece of meat. She got it in her drawer over there, the buzzing one. Yeah, she's got it. It's right.
Guys,
of
we
meat.
got like 2 minutes left, so I got a request. Can I hear y'all guys sing?
No? Is that? No? Okay.
Okay, so let's just do the one verse of. I know. You want to do the
So-
lay me down or the other one?
Yeah, lay me down. So we'll open with the verse and then go into the chorus.
And that's it.
That's it.
Okay, let's do this. Pull up your lyrics. 'Cause I know you're gonna forget them.
I don't forget stuff. I'm
mean,
28
you
years
know why?
old.
Because these.
Oh,
Did
there's
you
my
give me one of those songs?
There's my porn. Hold on. Lay me down. It's by John Legend and some guy who doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, okay.
Lay me down. Who? I don't know her.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yes. Higher. Yes, I do. I believe that one day I will be where I was, right there, right next to you. And it's hard. The days, they seem so dark. The moon, the stars, they're nothing without you.
Your touch, your skin, where do I begin? No words can explain the way I'm missing you. Deny this emptiness, this hole I am inside. These tears, they tell their own story.
Told me not to cry when you were gone. But the feeling's overwhelming, it's much too strong. Can I lay by your side next to you? And make sure you're alright. I'll take care of you. I don't want to be here if I can't be with you tonight. Thank you. Next show at 11.
Out
Enjoy
in the
the field.
open. Thank you,
Tip
Charles
your waiters.
Aloma. Thank you, Ricky Velez, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We love you.
No homo.
Tune in next week, same time, same day. I don't know who'll be here, but someone will be here.
Somebody
I
gotta
love
be
all
here.
day. Thank you.
Au revoir.
I know I've seen this before, and I know you think you ain't wrong. And I know my intuition's on point, and I know I'm having doubts for you, 'cause it's been